All right, my friends, welcome back to my vlog. It is December 4th, 2024, and I am in Auburndale, Florida at their little city park here. It is absolutely beautiful. They do such a good job of maintaining this and making it look nice. I'm right next to the little butterfly park here. It's like about 10 till 9 in the morning. 46 degrees, warming up quickly. It's supposed to get about 68 degrees. That's the high today, so it's going to be wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Not a cloud in the sky. But anyway, I thought I'd take a little walk and talk here and propose a few ideas, maybe ask a question or two. So I would appreciate it if you would leave your comments down below and like the video too while you're at it. It helps, it does help. So anyway, I will have to say, before I get started, that I think the number one enemy of any YouTube vlogger has got to be a leaf blower, or perhaps a lawnmower. It could be either one of those things, really. It's gonna be one of those things, though, I guarantee. And I hear other YouTubers talk about this. As soon as you hit record, one starts up. It doesn't matter if you're in your house, if you're out in the open, it doesn't matter where you go. There's always something going. These guys with lawnblowers, look, listen to me. I can't even think right. These guys with leaf blowers that are doing such a great job of making this park look good. They've been going for about a half an hour. I've been waiting for them to quit so I could just make this video, but I've just given up on it. And I'm gonna follow through. Hopefully you can hear me all right. So there's a historic depot up here I'm approaching, and there's, of course, the train tracks here, and I was wondering if a train still ran through. And right before I started this video, one just blazed past. So yes, it's still functional. It's absolutely pretty out here. I just love it here. Anyway, and another thing I want to tell you too is when I was having lunch yesterday, I was at Subway at a Publix shopping plaza. Publix is a grocery store chain, huge grocery store chain. But anyway, I was at the Subway and I was sitting by the window. And frequently when I'm there, you'll see not a sheriff's deputy, but like a service officer. He's one of these guys, he's an much older man, and he hangs out in the parking lot and he tickets people who wrongly park in the handicap parking spaces. Yes, I don't see that everywhere. Occasionally I'll see that at Walmart, but this guy gets lots of these people every day, and it's so satisfying to watch. I'll just turn on a YouTube video, put my earbuds in, and watch this guy get one right after the other, and it's fun watching the reaction of these people because they have it coming to them, They really do. They have it coming to them because they're doing something they're not supposed to be doing. And it's just kind of nice to see people getting what they deserve, right? And the looks on their faces when they realized that they've gotten caught is hilarious. Like their jaws drop, they get panicked, they wonder if they can get out of there faster, and he's not letting them. It's just satisfying. It kind of reminds me of a video I made some time ago. I think it was last year. I was talking about the shopping cart theory, which says that you can determine how good a person is, or whether they are a good person or not, based on what they do at the shopping cart when they're done with it. Do they return it to the corral? Do they return it into the inside of the store, or do they just send it careening toward the corral, hoping that, not caring what it hits and just walk away, or they leave it in front of the cars and, without a care in the world as to whether it rolls off and hits another one or hits another car or not. And I fully believe in the shopping cart theory because basically it says you're a horrible person if you do not take responsibility for this. I'd have to agree. I mean, there are a few exceptions to that rule. Not that it's an actual rule, but there's a few exceptions to it. I'd have to concur. But, I bring that up because it's a grocery store, parking lot thing. That's what I'm talking about. But I think that you have to be a lower life form to park in a handicapped parking space if it's not for you, right? That's all I got to say about it, really. Well, it kind of reminds me of like when you're going down I-4, the interstate. It's backed up, you're moving slow, but you got these people who fly by on the left and right in the median because they think they're smarter than everybody else. And then when you finally see them get pulled over, it's just a great feeling. I might have to walk back the other way. It's pretty loud over here. Yeah. Pretty Christmas tree. I'm gonna have to come back at night when all the lights are on and walk down here, take a gander at this. There's a bunch of magnolia trees up here. These are very pretty also. But let me ask you guys something. So do you, at your workplace of work, do you have a Christmas party? Do you enjoy them? Or even a Thanksgiving party, but I'm thinking mostly Christmas here. And if you do, does your office do the whole gift exchange thing? I haven't participated in a gift exchange like that in probably a couple decades, and I am ever so thankful. I don't like them, but you hear about them. I think the girls downtown really get into that kind of thing. But we guys in the field, I don't think we have no use for it whatsoever. And I'm glad, because I hate those things. You usually have a cap on how much you're going to spend, but I don't like being cheap. I like being generous, but I want to pick and choose who I'm generous with. And while I like the guys I work with, those are not the people I want to spend my money on, because I have plenty of other people that I've got to express my generosity to. I feel like I'm talking louder than I need to because these leaf blowers are over here. Anyway, so I don't like gift exchanges, and nobody ever likes their gifts, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Give me your thoughts on that. I have no real point to make with that, but it happened to come across my mind yesterday. I was thinking about it yesterday. I was ever so thankful that we don't do that anymore. So really the meat of this video is contained in this question right here. And that is, what makes you feel alive? Think about it. What makes you feel alive? Or as Steve Jobs would say it, the words he put it is, what makes your heart sing? Whatever that is that makes those feelings and those thoughts rise in you, that's what you need to be doing. And maybe you are doing those things. Maybe you are living out the very thing that brings you joy. Now, when I talk about what makes you feel alive, I'm not talking about necessarily just a hobby. I'm talking about something that is an outward expression of the inner man or woman, whoever you are. That's what I'm talking about. It doesn't, this directly relates to who you are as a human being and is emitted out into the world. And I think largely it's a shareable thing, right? I think it's something that the rest of the world could be benefited by in some way or another. It doesn't have to be something that makes you money, but there should be some return on your investment. In other words, you should get something back for the energy and the time that you give to it. And I'll have to say something else too, is I believe it takes a certain amount of courage to do this very thing. Now you've had aspirations, you've had goals, you've had things you really wanted to do, things that you just truly loved. And for some reason you haven't done it yet. Maybe life got in the way. You started a family. Other things occupied your mind, your thoughts, your resources. And you get to be about my age, maybe younger. Maybe I think for me it kind of started at 40. You start thinking, I might have already lived more than half my life. I'm 54 now. And it goes through my mind every day. I might have already lived half my life. Who am I living this for? I need to be doing the very thing that makes me feel alive. Now, I said I believe it takes courage to do this. I didn't say confidence. I don't think confidence is absolutely necessary. Confidence is nice, but it's also misleading. You can be confident about the wrong things. And you might have no justifiable reason to be confident, but it does take courage. And courage is not something that you have all the time. We talk about courageous people. We talk about having, and we oftentimes think that courage is something that some people have and some people don't. No, I don't really believe anybody has courage until they need it. It's something you tap into in a moment when it calls for it. Whenever you need something to pull you through and make things happen. And the reason why I say that is because whenever you have an agent of life, you also have saboteurs in the offings that are trying to knock you off course, to get you distracted, to make sure that things are not going to go your way, to completely quash your plans. And you need to make sure that you pull yourself together. You're not always going to have the support you need to pursue the things that you want to do, these ideals, these things that bring you joy, that put a smile on your face. You might be wondering, well, I don't know. I don't know anymore what makes me feel alive. Well, let me ask you this. Do you have something that occupies your thoughts so much that it's the first thing you think about when you wake up in the morning and it's the last thing you think about when you put your head in the pillow at night? It consumes your thoughts during the day, and you wonder, what if I did this all the time? What if I pursued this? What if I had the money, the resources? What if I had the time, the discipline? That's what I'm talking about. And you got to find a way to make it happen. Do it before you regret it. Do it before you get too old. And even if you are older, do it anyway. For me, it's YouTube. It really is. Some people may think I'm all over the place with the kind of videos I make because I'm not real consistent. I don't have a niche. But I don't care. I don't care if that's good for my channel or if it's not. I do what I want to do. I do what I think expresses who I am. And I want to share it with the world. And that's usually the way it goes. Whenever you have something you love, something that gets your juices flowing, that gets your heart pumping, it's usually something that you put out there and share with others. But mind you, it does take courage, because I think I mentioned it before already, but you're not always going to get the support you need, and surprisingly enough, you're often not going to get it from the very people that you feel like you need it from the most, the people closest to you. So you have to be brave. You have to have some pluck to keep going, even when people are negative towards you and don't have your back. And oftentimes I think that's why people give up on things. They don't want to see you. Others don't want to see you succeed when they're doing nothing themselves. Those are your saboteurs. But don't let that be an excuse anymore. Because I'm telling you, you'll get to a place where you will wonder, what if? What if? And I think everybody has those moments in life. I'm just hoping that maybe this video can be a good reminder for you, and that you can start thinking about that and wondering how you can make that happen. You might be thinking, I got too many things against me, Greg. I got too many things that are distracting me, that are sucking my resources away, I want you to listen very carefully. What you need to do is stop letting those things be an excuse and think about how you can make all of those things work to your advantage. Make those distractions, make those resource sucking things work for you rather than allowing them to be an excuse as to why you can't make it happen. Yeah. That's what I suggest. That's what I believe. And I'm hoping that it'll strike home today. Now, that's the last thing I'm going to say about that. I do have one thing I want to share with you. In one of my other videos, not too long ago, I talked about the Florida Man. And the Florida Man is this thing where you go to the Google search engine and you type in Florida Man and a date. It really could be any date. And it'll come up with a headline of a crime, a wacky crime committed by someone from Florida. And I'm really wondering if there's a counterpart to this, like a Florida woman. Is there the Florida woman? But I'm thinking about making this a normal part of my videos now because, well, they're kind of funny. They're kind of weird. And so here's one that I have. This is the New York Post. I'm sure you can find it other places. But this is from October 7th, 2019. The headline reads, Florida man arrested for trying to get alligator drunk. Yeah. I mean, where else would this happen? It wouldn't happen in New York, right? It wouldn't happen in LA, Minnesota, Canada. I mean, there's only a few places that this could really happen. In Florida, oh man, it has a share of wacky criminals. Anyway, it says a Florida man was reportedly arrested for trying to get an alligator drunk after his pal captured the reptile. Timothy Kepke, 27, of Hobe Sound, allegedly fed some beer to the animal, which also bit him on August 26th in Palm City, according to a Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission report. Moments earlier, Kepke told police Noah Osborne, 22, caught the gator with his bare hands. Kepke told authorities he had consumed a few beers that day, but claimed he wasn't intoxicated during the incident. Now, I could be wrong, but I would think it would have been maybe a little less incriminating if he would have said, "Yeah, I was drunk when this happened." But if you're telling them you're sober and you did this, and you got some problems. And he goes on to say further down, after the beer feeding, which was recorded, I want to see that. After the beer feeding, which was recorded, the duo released the animal back into the wild. There's your Florida man story, guys. And there is no lack of these reports to be found. I don't know. I mean, yeah, we see plenty of gators, but I would never handle one. We actually know somebody who captures alligators and either relocates them or does whatever. He's contracted by the state, I believe. But he's got some stories, some really neat stories. And I asked him, I said, do you ever jump out of the boat and into the water with the gators like you see on TV sometimes? He goes, not unless I have to. He goes, I'm scared of those things. But these guys, I guess when you're drunk, maybe you have a little more courage than you should. All right, guys, think about the things I've said today. Mull over them. And tell me if it's made any difference to you or not. I certainly hope so. All right, I have to go get some things done, but I appreciate you hanging out with me this morning, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'll tell you what, do me a favor. If there's a topic that you would love for me to talk on, maybe just share my opinion, respectfully. If you'd like for me to just breach any subject, let me know down below. And maybe I can make a topic on, maybe I make a video on that. If you need help, I mean, if you just need someone to talk to, or get, maybe get a few lines on maybe how to follow your course, well, don't talk to me, because I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, I'll help you in any way I can, but I can't guarantee you that I'm the right person. But you can share your thoughts and your ideas and your questions with me, and I'll be happy to answer you in the most honest, respectful, and expedient way that I can. All right, guys, I've got to get going. Thank you once again. In the meantime, be wise.